Get ready.
Get ready. It's time for Bucs Live.
Bucs Live.
Bucs Live.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers talk with Rick Hughes and David Whitescarver.
This is
Bucs Live.
Let's Go.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys, let's talk Buccaneer football. I'm jacked up. There's a lot to talk about. I'm jacked up about talking about Buccaneer football. I'm not so much jacked up about Buccaneer football. Now, I'm not terribly I'm not freaking out. I'm not anything like that. But there's some things I want to get into. An odd radio silence from One Buc Place. The Advent Health Facility has been oddly quiet. Todd Monken's getting interviewed twice somewhere else. We've got one person that we're going to take a second look at, but it just, and that's from the Bengals. But it's very quiet. It's very quiet. And, it makes me wonder what's going on at One Buc? What's the deal? Derek Carr is going to visit with the Saints. This is breaking news. Derek Carr is about to have a visit with the New Orleans Saints. And Tampa? Nothing. Not a darn thing. So I'm a little bit, I'm curious as to what the plan is. Now, I've got some things I want to talk about that I think I understand where they're going or what they're starting to do. I think the plan maybe is starting to reveal itself. Maybe. I'm not really sure, but we will see. Hey, Bucs Skull Gang, I see you are in the house. And I'll get into Baker Mayfield and Bucs Skull Gang, I've heard Baker Mayfield. I've heard Derek Carr. I've heard Jimmy G. I've heard, I've heard Jared Goff. I've heard pretty much anybody and everybody at some point or another has been linked. I've even heard Tom Brady's coming back. I've heard all of it. Okay, we don't know. But there are some signs, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what let's start reading some tea leaves and see what we think we can see. We are also going to have one of Bucs Report's own we're going to have a special guest coming in here in just a little bit. AJ Turner is coming up here, and I'm looking forward to all of the information he's going to bring, and all the opinion, all the information, all of that. And speaking of opinion, the show that he and Slick do, he'll tell you about it, but it's a lot of fun. And it's where you get to vent and all that, although we do a little bit of that around here. But I want to talk about a lot of different things, little directions possibly that we're going. Dave is not here tonight. Normally Dave is here. He is, for those who don't know, Dave's day job right now, this is the worst, craziest, most maddening time of year. So he's sort of tied up at the moment. Maybe he'll pop in. I don't know. I'm not expecting it. But we are, as always, right here on Bucs Report. We are here on all of the Bucs Report different outlets, different on their Twitter, on their Facebook, on their YouTube, on their Twitch. Not Facebook. They don't have Facebook. We're on our Facebook. We're on our YouTube. We're on our Twitter. We're all over the place, guys. We're in a lot of different formats, a lot of different places. And starting next week, here's a little bit of news. Starting next week, we are going to be on pretty much every podcast outlet you can think of. So you can listen to us on your way to work. You can whatever. If you can't catch the show live, we'll be there for you. Even though we're on YouTube and all that, it's easier to listen sometimes to podcast stuff in the car. Also, next week, guys, we are going to give away, I showed you this last time, we are going to give away a set of these Happy Feet Bucs slippers that I think are pretty freaking cool. They look like sneakers, but they are slippers. They are soft and comfortable, and I wear them. I have been wearing them for all 3 years that we have been on the air. I have been wearing them pretty much every show. So, I mean, I love these things. They are so ridiculously comfortable. I got them for family. I got them for friends. You can get that stuff at buyhappyfeet.com, but we're going to give away a pair of Bucs slippers next week. So you can get your feet all comfy and cozy and ready for the off season. So that's coming. We will give that away next week. Anyway, that's all of that. We've got all kinds of info. So why don't we do this before we open up the phone lines? Before we do that, because we're going to open up the phone lines and we'll see if maybe he wants to hang around for a little while. And if he does, maybe he'll be around for some phone calls too. But right now, let's bring in the one, the only from Bucs Report. Whoops. It would help if I did this. AJ, turn up. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Rick. Thank you for having me this evening. And hopefully your early week has been going well for you.
Absolutely. I've had 2 days off. It's been wonderful.
Oh, that's real good. Yeah, so you're doing all right.
It does not get better than that. A couple days off is always nice. Got to go back to work tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday is sort of my weekend.
I can dig it.
Yeah. So, all right. I want to, first, before we get into anything, tell everybody where about the shows you do with Slick and just tell a little bit about what you got going on.
Gotcha. We do Bucs Report, the Aftermath Mondays. That's where we really just get into the nitty gritty. We vent. We talk about the season, what shoulda, coulda, woulda. Then we just break things down. Like Slick and I go back and check it out. Yesterday, we had a 2-hour discussion on the future of the Buccaneers. And it's good to talk to Rick because now I can spew some of my ideas to you, and I can definitely give you directions on where the Bucs going. But yes, you can always catch us there at Bucs Report, Aftermath, and then we're on Mondays, and also we're on Fridays sometimes as well. So you guys can always catch us, and then you can catch me on my YouTube page. It's about Buck in Time, as you can see. It's always about that Buck in Time. So hopefully they're going to make these right moves. But I got a lot of things, but I'll let you open up. And again, thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad you're here. I mean, I'm and we're here at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I don't know what time we start. It kind of changes a little bit from week to week. We're kind of flexible. I never know what time we're going to start.
Tom, you're leaving everybody guessing.
If I knew,
I'm always,
I'd have already done it.
Yeah, I never know until it's done. So that's where
we're 9:30, guys. 9:30. I know it's a little late, but get you a beer because it's a Monday. It's everybody needs a drink after a Monday. It's whatever you need.
Well, you think it's late for you? Slick is part of Bucs UK, so he's a
trooper. That's why Slick is a trooper.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the night when he does the show with you. So, all right, AJ, let me tell you a little bit about what my thoughts are.
Yes, sir.
And of course, right now this has to happen. The guy's name slips my mind. The Cincinnati quarterbacks coach,
Dan Pitcher.
Yes, Pitcher. He is. He's had a virtual interview, a Zoom interview, and now I guess he's coming for a face-to-face. This says to me that they're looking at possibly drafting a young quarterback. He's the guy who did what he did with Joe Burrow. He's the guy who raised Joe Burrow with the Bengals. He's been his quarterback's coach, and maybe they're looking to, in essence, repeat sort of that system. I think the Buccaneers have learned something over the last couple of years. Let me point something out. Out of the 4 teams in the conference championship games, 3 of them, the quarterbacks were on rookie deals. Okay, Philadelphia, San Francisco,
Buffalo?
No. Who'd Kansas City play? Holy cow.
Oh, they played the Bengals.
Who's in the Super Bowl? I mean, or who was in the AFC Championship game? Why can't I think of it?
The Bengals.
Bengals. They're all on rookie quarterbacks. Okay, because and the thing is this, all the teams that have these great quarterbacks, they tend to not be able to afford other talent, and you lose a lot of other talent. So you end up without a strong roster, but a great quarterback. That's what was great about Tom Brady. He didn't ask for much because he knew that's how you build a team. So I think the Buccaneers, the signs to me point that they're going to go get a young guy, maybe try to trade up in the draft, whatever, and try to build from there. What are you seeing in the tea leaves?
I have two options. The Bucs are either whatever OC they get, it's going to depend. If they get a veteran OC, that means we're most likely going to go after a veteran quarterback in free agency. But if they do go with Dan Pitcher, this is a hot take. They're going to stick with Trask because they're going to want to see what Dan Pitcher can do with a quarterback like Trask and see if we can get his potential. And that would be a test because let's be real. Joe Burrow is a generational quarterback. How do we know it wasn't Joe Burrow himself and Dan was just along for the ride? And I think he's done a good job, but that's where I'm going with it. The Bucs are either going to say, look, we're going to ride it out and play safe and get a veteran quarterback, or we're going to risk it for Trask because right now the Bucs are in no position to really draft a quarterback for the future at this moment. I think they might just ride it out.
That's horrible news. I mean, Rick Stroud, I read today that he had even brought up that the Bucs are not impressed with Rick Stroud, with what they've found with Kyle Trask. And
now, I would question who. Now, only thing I would ask Rick Stroud, we would need to know the they, because if it's the same they that had this talented roster be mediocre, then there's a reason why they're out the door. So sometimes bad coaches cannot see the potential in players. We've seen it throughout the seasons. Look at how Jeff Fisher was with Jared Goff for the first couple of seasons. And then when Jared Goff, when they get rid of him, he goes off with Sean McVay. Sometimes coaches see the best potential and the best abilities. We can already tell Byron was not the guy. So I can't trust his analysis or assessment.
That's fair. I do think that's fair. I just feel like what they're looking at is saying Trask was look, he didn't even work his way up to second. There's everybody who has hope for Trask.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be clear. It's pure hope. It's not based on anything. Nobody can tell me anything good about Kyle Trask as a professional because there's nothing to go on. You have nothing to go on. Mm-hmm. You have warning signs. You've got red flags. You've got things that tell us, maybe we should be a little concerned, but we in no way, shape, or form do we have any information that tells us
you're absolutely right.
Is gonna be
you have everything you're saying is that is for people who have the logical standpoint. Rick, I can't argue with you. And then when he has been in, he hasn't shown you anything. He hasn't made us go now, but take a look at that. Take a look at this. Put it in this perspective. When he is in, he's behind third string talent and he's playing first string. Even the great Brady couldn't do that, which is why he left New England, because he was playing with less talent. It's just one of those things where you just have to sometimes hope and faith is what you need. Look at what happened with Kurt Warner. Nobody could tell you back then who Kurt Warner was. When Trent Green went down, a lot of I bet you the Rams organization thought they were screwed. And what did Dick Vermeil do? He said, we're going to rally behind Kurt Warner. I told you, great coaches have accountability and belief. And sometimes that's all you need. Now, I know that is an anomaly, most likely, but there
are other examples.
Yes.
There are other examples. I mean, Brock Purdy in San Francisco. What's his name for Seattle?
Geno Smith.
Geno
Look
Smith.
at what Matt Castle did when Brady went out. They didn't get to the playoffs, but they still went, what, 10-6?
Yeah, but look what Matt Castle did once he left.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So yeah. I mean, I'm talking guys who've had decent, successful seasons. Really,
I know what you mean.
You know, I've played well, and it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. I would rather trade some assets and get CJ Stroud, rather than wing it with Kyle Trask. And let me be clear about this. I'm a Gator fan. So,
same here.
Yeah.
Chomp.
Yeah. So I just don't feel like, I don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's the answer. Dave, who is a Gator alumni, huge Gator fan, third generation, I believe, Gator fan.
Yeah.
I mean, massive Gator fan. And Dave's like, yeah, Kyle Trask is not the answer. And
well, in that case, then I would do the opposite. I'm hoping that this would happen. The Bucs load the roster to be strong because let's be real, next season, it's not, we know we're not Super Bowl contenders, but why not get you a solid line? For me, I want the Bucs to go for a strong left tackle, get a defensive tackle to assist Vita. And here's the win-win. If Trask is garbage, then we can get a better quarterback in the 2024 draft, because I don't see us, if we try to reach for a quarterback this season, then you end up, as you said, we can mess up the entire team and set it back.
And the dream is Caleb Williams. Okay, that's the dream,
and that's not happening.
The sure thing. He's the next Burrow. He's the next. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
and you got to really, you've got to suck to get him. You got to suck bad, but
oh no, we suck again.
And we kind of do. I mean, things are not looking good. Look, guys, we're gonna Bucs Skull Gang. You know what? I'm gonna start calling you BSG because it's just shorter. Listen, we're not getting Aaron Rodgers. Okay. I don't want Aaron Rodgers.
Now I agree. I don't want Aaron either. I don't. Right. Don't want that headache.
Right. To be honest with you, if we're talking, I've been looking into this. Okay, I've been paying some attention. I've been paying more attention to these free agent quarterbacks that are out there now and trying to formulate some sort of an opinion. I think even if you go with Trask, even if you go with Trask, you're going to want somebody who's started in the league at some point to be on your team.
Right.
Okay. So in the time that I've spent looking at the different quarterbacks that are available, I started off wanting Derek Carr, but I'm not really there anymore. I just think Derek Carr being 32 years old and I don't know what damage has been done to that dude. I don't know. Honestly, the guy that I think if I had to, given a choice of veteran quarterbacks, Rick, pick one, I'm going to pick Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he plays more the style of offense that we play. I think that's going to be, he's a little more mobile. Anybody's a little more mobile. I'm more mobile than Tom Brady, and I have no ACL. But he'll step up in the pocket. Now, guys, let me be clear about this. Let's say we get Brady or Derek Carr. Brady or Baker Mayfield. And those are the two I'm kind of, I wouldn't freak out if we got for a season. I think Jimmy Garoppolo, could be around for, I feel good about him being our quarterback for years. That doesn't mean Super Bowl. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. He's been there. I think that Baker Mayfield is a wild card. He's been really good with Todd Monken. So could he be good? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Everybody who automatically refutes, disputes, hate. I get why everybody is so down on Sam Darnold. Okay. We may end up stuck with him. Okay. But having said that, he played for the crappy Jets and the crappy Panthers, and not one quarterback has looked good for either team. So, again, reclamation projects, we talked about them earlier. If you're looking at a reclamation project, I don't know. And if he sucks, that's okay. Then you throw Trask in there. And if he sucks, that's okay. It's a quarterback rich NFL draft the following season. So, yeah, I think it's going to be one of those guys. BSG, you just brought up something, the name that shall not be mentioned.
Oh yeah, no, that ship has sailed. All pun intended.
Yes. No. If that's not clear enough, is that clear enough?
Yeah, that's very clear. We're not doing that. We're if anything, you made a good point, Rick, that is the reason why a lot of Buck fans out there are scared to draft a quarterback again due to the two failures with Josh and Jameis. Because of that, a lot of Buck fans, I think they just fear that they don't want to go through another heartache of that, because we saw promising things early and then it went off the rails because of off field issues. So I think Buck fans are just scared.
But guys, drafting a quarterback, it's really hard to get a good quarterback. If you could really tell that easily what you were doing, Brock Purdy would not have been last in the draft. He would not have been Mr. Irrelevant. You do your best. You try to pick the good quarterbacks. And if you look over the last several years, the pro style offense is changing. It's closer to what they're running in colleges now. When Jameis was there, it was very different. Things are different now than how long ago? 7 years ago?
Yes.
8 years ago? Whatever.
2015.
Yeah. Things are different now. So when you draft a quarterback now, depending on who you draft, you got a shot at being able to tell, or you take a flyer on the guy and say, let's just take a look. That's what we did with Trask. We got Tom Brady. Let's take a look. Kick the tires. Let's see what happens. Well, according to Rick Stroud, we kicked the tires and and checked the Carfax and decided no. So look, if Kyle Trask is under center next year, go Bucs. I'll be rooting for him. I'll be cheering on Kyle Trask. I'll be trying to take the most positive outlook that I can.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely not hoping we get Kyle Trask. I mean, that he's our starter.
Well, it's just going to go down to what type of OC the Bucs get, because for all you know, if we get a great OC to help and be the first thing the Glazers need to do is interview a creative, inventive, risk-taking offensive coordinator.
Really? You need risk-taking?
Yes.
Is that really what you need these days?
Yeah, absolutely. Because getting Burrow and getting Herbert and Mahomes, those guys are risk takers, and the offense is aggressive because that's what greatness.
Okay, so you by risk taking, you just mean we need a more mobile quarterback.
more mobile quarterback, and we need to get more creative plays because that's what plagues us all the time. Every offense that you see with Burrow and Herbert and the rest of these guys, they're taking shots.
Well, I
They're
agree with that.
designing different plays. That is the issue that the Bucs were stuck under, even under Arians. The reason why it worked is because we had the players to perfect it, but now we can't do that anymore because we have become predictable. So that is what the Bucs are going to have to do. Because for all we know, what if Trask ends up having like a Purdy season where he's productive and serviceable and he gets experience? If Trask can get the Bucs to 8 to 9 wins and he performs like almost 4,000 yards, 25, 26, 27 touchdowns, and 7 to 11 interceptions, I'm all right with that because I see growth. Now, if he just sucks, then as you say, then we can get a better quarterback in 2024. I think we need to stock the shelf before we decide to go for the entire thing because what we don't need is a quarterback in this draft thinking we're going to do something with him.
That is sound logic. Okay, that is, I get where you're coming from on that. And I think what you're saying makes sense. I see Buccaneers fans jumping off the bridge because I don't think they can handle. Yeah, let's wait a week. I see here we have Clack 5 White. So to me, we hire him. It sounds like Anthony Richardson or Hooker. Yes, I agree. It sounds like that's the direction. To me, that's what I see. We're going young. We're going for a rookie. We're good. And like I said, 3 out of the 4 remaining or quarterbacks at the end were on their rookie deal. And the truth of the matter is Patrick Mahomes was still making rookie money for 1 more year.
Yes.
Or against the cap. So, I mean, I think you're going to start seeing Kansas City struggle after this year because
they can't afford everyone. Exactly. And that can now, as you said, that can also stifle the quarterback because we can already see that Mahomes, every great quarterback need weapons. And Kansas City is gonna pay for that. I don't care what anybody says.
Agreed.
They're gonna pay for that hard, and they're gonna go through what Brady had to go through over the years. It's gonna take a while to restock to get back to being contenders. Now, what he said with the Anthony Richardson thing, that is very interesting. Do you even think that the Bucs are he'll be available around that time? Because again, if he has a crappy line, then Anthony Richardson is going to be useless, no matter how mobile he is.
Well, there are ways you can scheme to make your offensive line look better. And when you have a quarterback who's just can't do anything, the line can just bull rush and who cares? And that's what we've been dealing with. We've had, I don't know if you saw, and guys, this is what I've been saying about Tom Brady. It's an uncomfortable fact, but Tom Brady was awful this year. He was terrible. Everybody wants to blame the line, but he literally would take a couple steps back and get rid of the ball.
Yes,
and I mean, if you have somebody that's a little more mobile, if you have somebody who is willing to hold the ball, roll out, hold the ball, do some different things, that your line's going to look better because they can't just know here's where the quarterback's going to be in 2 seconds. They don't know where he's going to be, so they have to be a little more careful.
Okay.
And you can't just stack the box. You can't do that. Guys, I'm telling you, and this is an unpopular opinion. I'm a Brady guy. All right? I'm a Brady guy. But I'm telling you, if we had Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Jimmy Garoppolo, we had any of these guys last year, we would have probably won more regular season games. Now, I'm not saying we would have gone any further in the playoffs, but we would have probably won more regular season games because Brady was just trying to get out of there, not hurt. Brady told his father he's tired of getting hit. Well, you better freaking retire. You better retire if you're sick of getting hit, you're tired of getting hit, you just don't want to get hit anymore. Yeah, it's time to call it a day, bud.
Yeah, now that I do agree, because now you're sending the wrong message to your teammates.
Yes.
Because if the line is holding up, and we've seen that the line did their duty, but Brady just either he gave up on the play or he overthrew it. And that's why a lot of times I think when he was yelling at his line, he was yelling at himself, because he understood. I think he'll never fully admit that, but Brady knew that, okay, I'm not taking this as serious as I was even last year, and now I'm just frustrated.
And
And
that is the problem. Yeah.
and it is. And let me ask you this. Back to the draft, do you think Richardson is a first round pick, or can the Bucs afford to wait for him in the second?
Oh no, he's a first round pick. The question is, will he be available when the Bucs pick? I think that's the question. I don't know that he'll even be available. Listen, I will say this.
Mhm.
Now, I originally wanted Jameis, okay? But I
Mhm.
promise you, by the final year, I was done. I was done. I was done. Done. Capital done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say this. Those were crazy, exciting years.
Yes, they were.
The way that I described it is it's like dating this hot, crazy girl. It's freaking awesome until it's not.
Right.
And when it's not, you end up with the cops in the driveway. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it was like with Jameis. Okay. When it was awesome, oh my God, it was awesome.
Yes.
Dating a crazy girl is awesome until it's not. Okay. The same way with Jameis. And
Yeah.
I think that's what we were dealing with, but it was fun. Holy cow, it was fun. And we'll I mean, do I think Anthony Richardson could bring kind of some of that same excitement? I mean, that guy can run. It would be exciting. Guys, we're going to be back in 8 seconds. We will be right back. All right. So here is the deal, guys. I want to move sort of off this particular topic and get into Tom Brady. I don't know if you heard him with Colin
Coward.
I almost said Kaepernick. That'll get a conversation going. With Colin Cowherd, and I also heard him on his Get Up podcast, or Let's Go podcast, sorry. And he was asked very directly, is there even a 1% chance of you coming back? And he talked all around it, but he never said no. And then on the Let's Go podcast, when Jim Gray said, how disciplined are you going to be when it comes to staying retired? And Brady, one of the phrases he used is, well, you never know. I mean, so he's, if nothing else, he's left the door cracked open. Okay. He never said, no way, no, I'm done. He just said, I'm happy with my decision. I'm very happy. You know, life changes and sometimes there are new things. And he went blah, blah, blah. But then he also called Fox and said, yeah, give me one more year before I start broadcasting. So he's not going to be in the booth next year. He left himself not a little bit of wiggle room, a lot of wiggle room. And I think it could be something where, let's say next year, 8 games into the season, a team that he's somewhat familiar with the offense, they lose their quarterback and need somebody to step in. Brady, it's a team that maybe has a Super Bowl run in them that Brady steps in to try to save the day. I could see that. Now, what I'm interested in is what does that do to our salary cap? And I do not know the answer. I don't know what that would mean if halfway through the year Brady comes back. I don't know what that does. if he comes back to another team? I have no idea. And I think that's a very interesting question, because if Brady comes back, Brady starts next season with another team, we're screwed salary cap wise.
Yeah.
If he stays retired, we're in a much better position, because I think it's 11 million this year and 24 million next year.
Yeah.
But if Brady starts with another team, it's all 35 million against the cap this year. I don't know what that means if he comes back halfway through. I have no idea how that works, but it's an interesting twist on things. Somebody brought up Ryan Tannehill.
No. No.
Right. Thank you.
No. The
That's
answer
a good answer. That's
no.
a
No.
that's a very good answer.
I'll
Now, would I
pass.
take Ryan Tannehill as a backup? Sure. Yeah. I would take Tannehill as a backup. Yeah. I think right now we have no idea when they hire an offensive coordinator,
Mhm.
you're throwing out everything on the offense.
Mhm.
I think you can say goodbye to playoff Lenny. He's gone. I think you can say goodbye to Donovan Smith. He's gone because he's a cap casualty, if nothing else.
Mhm. But wait, isn't playoff Lenny under one? Didn't he sign for 3 years? So isn't
Not guaranteed. They can cut him. They'll
can
save
cut
money if they cut him.
Okay.
Okay.
That won't be a bad thing if they say goodbye to playoff Lenny, because Rashad
Right.
White is the future, and you can always draft another running back. They're a dime a dozen.
You can get
I'm
another
okay
free
with that.
agent running back.
Exactly.
He's
I'm okay.
replaceable.
Yeah, he's very replaceable. And again, this is why, for all the people out there, if you want to draft Anthony Richardson, you do realize if we don't get a solid left tackle, Donovan Smith will be his starting left tackle, and they're gonna, and whatever OC comes in,
I
they're
don't
gonna
think that's
have
true.
to design plays to really overcompensate and assist.
Well, hold on.
Donovan.
Let me come to Donovan Smith's defense here.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I think Donovan Smith's gone no matter what because of the cap.
Mhm.
But let me come to his defense. He's been hurt all year with torn ligaments in his elbow.
Mhm.
And the previous 2 years, Donovan Smith graded out very high. And he struggled hard this year because of injuries. And I'm willing to say, hold on, let's not let wait a minute. But listen, one way or the other, I think he's gone. Okay, I think he's gone. Now, whether Josh Wells takes over that position, whether and think about it, he didn't do so bad. We can draft somebody. There are they've got a plan on that.
Mhm.
Getting another running back, I think, is a must. And I think getting a receiver who's more like for lack of a better way to put it, everybody would like a Deebo Samuel. But my point being, somebody who can run sweeps, who can do a lot of different things. We've been leaning on Chris Godwin for that, but it's really not his thing. Listen, Chris Godwin is our top receiver right now. I know Mike Evans fans, calm down. I know, but Chris Godwin's our number one. I mean, he's not in that slot, but he's our top receiver.
Well, in a way, that's why it's unfair to Evans, because like we mentioned earlier, when Winston was here, Evans was the guy because of the style. I think that's why I said we need an aggressive OC to design plays. If you look at it, that's why Devontae Adams and these guys get the numbers, because they design schemes to get Devontae the ball no matter what. The same with Stephon, the same with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. We have yet to get a offensive coordinator with the balls to stick to Evans, because Evans is a go-getter. Utilize him like that, and you can use him for other ways. They just don't do it. Godwin is the truth. Now, what you were saying with the draft, I want to know.
Hold on. We have a call coming in. Are you willing to hang around for this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we have Todd from Winter Park. Todd, can you hear me? Hold on. Let me try something here. All right, hold on just a moment. I'm trying to get you connected. Not sure why. What has happened here? Let's see. I sure hope I can get this. Are you there, Todd? And for some reason, he's not coming through. Oh, this stinks. I really want to be able to hear from Todd. Todd, I'm going to disconnect you here real quick. Have you call back in one moment. Let's see what happens. All right. Well, hopefully we will get Todd here in just a moment. Gosh, I hope we do, because this guy, I have more fun conversations with this guy. He's every day it's the next rumor. And let's see what Todd's got up today.
No, I get it. Well, before he gets on, I just want another speed receiver. I want to keep Miller and a guy. I want another guy who can run like a 4.35 or four or low either low 4.3 or high 4.4, because we need another guy to help stretch the field. No, we need that, because again, you put Scotty and another speed guy on the field, you can stretch the field. Again,
Right.
that's what was killing us, because you already know with Byron, it was either a screen, or if it was third and long, everybody just ran a go route basically, and it was awful. As you already pointed out, Brady was so stationary, so he couldn't improvise and get out of the pocket and make something happen. So we were screwed. So let's design some damn plays with speed guys. Sometimes Scotty's going to be the guy where, hey, look, your job is to get the safety to bite, because you'll most likely get past your first corner and leave that open for Evans or Godwin. That is what we need. But yes, getting Richardson, that would kind of, it wouldn't set the draft back, but then now with that, you
Right.
get Richardson. Now you definitely got to get a left tackle in the second. Then you definitely have to get a defensive tackle to help Vita Vea, because I don't think Hicks is going to be staying around unless he restructures for cheap.
Right. I don't think we're going to have Hicks back. I wish we would. I don't think we're going to.
Right. But I don't know. I mean, yeah. So you see what I'm saying? And we're gonna need another pass rusher, because hopefully Shaq can come back 100%, but we can't guarantee that. Won't be a guarantee either.
You can't rely on hope.
Right. I don't think Shaq is going to be in true form anyway until week 10.
Right.
And by then, we need to definitely, and then we need depth in pass rushing, because JTS is not there yet to where he can get the 60 snaps. I want somebody to at least give him, like, cut it in half so he can stay fresh. He has potential, but he wears out fast.
Right. Now, let me ask you, if it's other than Scotty Miller, all right, I think Russell Gage is going to be much better this year. I think that there's plenty of reason to still believe in him. Again, injured.
Mm-hmm.
He had some pretty crucial, very important catches for us.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I believe he's I believe he's a piece that people aren't looking at this year, but that he's going to be important to us. And I think he's going to be all right. And I think people aren't realizing he's better than you might be thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because of a rough year, thanks to his, being injured, because of all the struggles.
Yes.
I just get the feeling he's going to be better this year than people realize.
I wouldn't disagree. The Bucs receiving core is still solid. I tell everybody, and again, you draft a left tackle with Jensen being healthy, Stinney will be healthy, Leverett has potential, and they're young. You can have this line be a contender, like it could be solid for the quarterback. Now, I'm not opposed to Richardson. If Richardson comes in, make him and Trask duke it out. If we would get Richardson, I'll tell you what. My only concern is, can he throw the deep ball? Can he throw deep? Can it be accurate? Because with a guy like Evans, and if you have a deep threat receiver with Scotty, you got to be able to give him that ball, man. But you have to.
Agreed.
So that is my only thing. In your opinion, if you had to give me a percentage on Richardson's deep ball strength, what would you give it a grade?
As far as deep ball, he can run really well. He's very mobile.
I rest my case. See, and we're Gator fans, so we can be real. When we saw these games this year, I liked Richardson when he could improvise, but when it came to them damn deep shots, I was like, oh God.
Yeah, that's what I said. As far as deep ball, yeah, he's really mobile.
Exactly. If
right.
I've only seen him like maybe launch 40 yards, if that.
Right.
And a guy like Evans, it basically Anthony Richardson would have to play backyard football to get the ball to Evans, like when it comes to a deep shot. And we can't always depend on that. So that's why for all you Buck fans that want Richardson, it comes with the price. That means we most likely will have to run like maybe a West Coast offense. So we would have to do a lot of short.
Well, we're gonna have to change our offense.
Agreed.
And that's why we're bringing in, I think also part of why we're bringing in a new coordinator. But Richardson doesn't make sense to me in the sense that, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Todd Bowles realizes, maybe this is why he was willing to get rid of Byron. Maybe Todd Bowles realizes this isn't the same old NFL. Maybe Todd Bowles realizes this is my last shot, so I need to be more aggressive and modern with the offense. And that's what the problem's been. That I think you've heard lip service, at least from Bowles, about that. You know, that it's a scoring league now. So maybe he realizes we've got to work on that.
And get with the damn program. I think he also needs to just get someone where he can just be hands off and focus on his defense. That will be the most important thing. And again, I want a quarterback to where the
Can you do that with a rookie though? I mean, with a first-time offensive coordinator?
Absolutely. Because if he got fresh ideas, he's going to instill schemes that other opposing defenses are not going to see. If you look at it this season, almost every Bucs team that they played, they said we knew what the Bucs were going to do. Especially the Steelers, they said we knew everything that they were going to do.
They're running the same plays out of different formations.
Exactly.
Right.
So with the receiving core we have, and if we get a line that can just be average, run a spread.
Right.
Run a spread and then get the play action going. Switch things up. Get Cade Otton involved, because Cade Otton could be a really big key, because I think Cade Otton was rated, but he can run the hell out of a seam.
I'm trying very hard to get Todd in here, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to get Todd hooked up for something's going on with my connection here, Todd. I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to have to disconnect, but shoot, man, please call back next week, because I'll tell you what, Todd, you call regularly. You know what? Todd is like the regular caller to the show. He contributes so much. He does all of this. Todd, I want to do this. Call in next week. This is up to you. You call in next week, you win a pair of the Happy Feet slippers. Okay.
I need those.
All right. So you will get a pair of these if you call in next week, Todd. I apologize for the equipment not working, and I will make sure you are hooked up for that. Thank you. Appreciate you, Todd. Always bringing it. Always.
Hope to talk to you sometime, Todd. You sound like you are a passionate Bucs fan, which I like.
He is absolutely a passionate Bucs fan.
We need that. I mean,
boy, is he passionate. Now, gosh, I wish I could get him on here just because passionate is an understatement. Passionate is an understatement. I get phone calls from Todd every day. I know it's killing him. I know it's killing him. But I was getting calls every day. I hear Aaron Rodgers is coming. I hear, it's going to be Derek Carr. The rumor at the Senior Bowl is Derek Carr. It's different rumors every day, and that's fun, and I get it. And here is the deal: I understand that is fun. Yes. I understand it's fun to get caught up in that, and that's part of being a fan. Yeah. And I understand all of that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is, everybody, do me this one favor. I'm not just talking to Todd, I'm talking to everybody. Everybody, all of you people, all of you guys who text me all week long, all you guys who are messaging me constantly, who are, I hear this guy, I hear that, I just read this, I just, rumor. Everybody, calm down and let the professionals do their job. Mm-hmm. I promise you that while we're sitting here guessing and trying to figure it out and trying to, what about this? I think maybe that. What about this? What about Trask? They have all the information on Trask. They know. We don't know anything. Mm-hmm. We know nothing. If you have an opinion about Kyle Trask, you're making it up. Okay? Because there's no information on Kyle Trask as a professional. All right? So if there is information, it's that they didn't even move him to the number 2 spot. So everybody, if you haven't grown to at least a little bit trust this front office, trust the ownership. If you haven't grown enough to do that, try it. Try and let go of some of the rumors. It's fun to follow. It's fun to listen. It's fun to keep watching. It's fun to, but sit back and let this unfold. Let this reveal itself. They have a plan. You don't know it. I don't know it. AJ doesn't know it. We're all having fun guessing. We're all having fun trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. This is a good part. This is the fun part. We're all trying to figure it out, but don't get yourself all twisted up. Don't. Oh my God, we're getting Aaron Rodgers. I read it on, whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The BuzzFeed or something.
Right. Or
I don't know.
Bucs Dude 76
right
on Twitter said, and I mean, all of these outlets, Sports Illustrated, everything. Do you know how they make money now online? Do you know how they make money? Clicks. So they're going to say what's going to get them clicks.
Mm-hmm. Right. They'll say, hey, man, Lamar said Tampa's nice this time of year. And then does that mean Lamar's going to Tampa? And we have to use common sense as well. And Rick has said a good thing. That's why Rick and Slick are really good, because they tell you how it works. Of course, Buck fans, we have dreams and aspirations, but we have to think of the reality and how things work. Would Lamar be something worth exciting? Yes. Can't afford that. And no time soon. Right. Rick, again, when you kept talking about Baker, I was so mad. But now the more that I think about it and the wheels turn, I said, you know what? That wouldn't be so bad.
You go back and you look at him and it's like,
oh,
he's not as bad as I thought he was.
Right. I'll go on a limb, like you said. We've said this before. He plays the Cowboys. The Bucs win that game. We still would get smacked by either San Fran or Eagles, but we wouldn't lose against Dallas.
Yep.
We wouldn't have lost that game. And there's 3 games that I think in the regular season we would win. We would have beaten Baltimore. We would have beaten the Packers, and we would have beaten the Steelers. Yeah, those are 3 games, and you know what, that Rick, that might have changed the entire outcome of the because that's 11 games. That's 11-6.
Yeah. Now I want to talk to you about this. I think this is fun. Yes. By the way, Chris Cole, yes, trust Leighton Greenberg. Yes, just trust them.
Yeah, Light has not let us down. He's giving you Tristan Wirfs and Mike Evans. Those are two possible Hall of
Godwin
Famers already.
and all the other guys and
Vita Vea,
Winfield and
Antoine Winfield.
yeah, Vita Vea. I mean, now Todd from Winter Park, true to form, just texted me a question that he wanted us to bring up, and he's telling me to ask you about this.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? I'm going to tease this for just a second. We're going to take an 8-second break. We're going to be right back. And boy, I got one for you. All right, let's get Todd all riled up here. Todd has mentioned a possible quarterback. Someone who's out there who may end up being, or he may end up not on the team he's currently on. He's on a rookie contract. And he's exciting. He is everything. He is so freaking exciting. He's been on a team that has no offensive weapons. But boy, this guy would be fun to have if you watch him at all. What do you think, AJ, about Justin Fields? The Bears have the number 1 pick.
Man, that's honestly, wow. That's a you know what, Todd? Thank you. That actually, in hindsight, it's not a bad idea.
No, we talk about this. Todd and I talk about it every day, and I'm telling you, I would be so excited to have this guy. Can't begin to tell you.
He would be honestly, and he would be an elusive, explosive Baker. And he has a good deep arm, and he's young. That would
Todd, you, AJ, and I all look at that and go, that would be fun.
That would be crazy, but we would have to give up a first and a second to get him.
Well, they are right now. If they're planning on drafting a quarterback,
yes,
right now, that means they're looking for suitors. And either that, maybe they're going to trade out of that spot if they like Justin Fields. I don't know what they're going to do, but it certainly is worth having a little dream about tonight.
Oh, well, the funny thing is, Chicago would better, if they get rid of Justin Fields, they would have to score a lifetime generation quarterback, because Justin Fields, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, Cade Otton. And then again, the Bucs line is far better than what people think. They're a better line.
Yes. Hallelujah. Say it again.
They are. And oh my God. I'm just thinking, damn, Evans would probably get 1,500 receiving yards, because Evans,
changes everything.
And then he can improvise and keep your defense off the field.
3rd and 1 is no longer a death sentence.
Man, Todd, that is a hell of a question. If the Bucs were willing to give a 1st and 2nd round for Justin Fields, I'd say go for it. Can you imagine? And then get the right offensive coordinator in to help him.
Yep. Get Justin Fields and have Pincher as your OC.
That wouldn't even be far-fetched to say that the Bucs could be contenders. And here's why I say that.
No, I'm 100% with you. I think it's a wild fantasy, whatever to talk about. But there's no signs of this anywhere. There's nothing. This is just us spitballing, having fun, doing what fans do, talking about it. But oh man,
Jason, make the call. That's what I'm going to say. Make the call. You see this? Make that call. Make the call, and just play with them. Just be like, hey, we just here shooting it like good fellas. What would it take to get Justin Fields down to Hillsborough County to play on Dale Mabry Highway?
Yep.
And if they say a first and a second,
Oh, without a what you don't even
you pull the trigger. You pull
Yeah.
the trigger and you do what you have to do. And like you said,
I think you give him a first and a second this year. You give him a second next year.
and you call it.
I mean, yeah.
Now, and I do think the only thing is I think he has matured a lot more, but bring him down to a team with a possibility. You never know. That could bring him up to go, you know what? I actually got a team that can believe in me.
Yeah.
And the Bucs defense will be solid.
All of a sudden he has people to throw the ball to.
Exactly. And he has time to throw it.
Yeah. I just think it would be a hoot. It would be so much fun.
Thank you
And
for giving me
Todd and I
material.
talked about it just as a, you know, in my conversations. I have great conversations with Todd. He comes up with some. He I don't know where he gets his rumors, but
Todd, please follow me at AJ Turnup on Twitter and Instagram. We need to have a discussion. And Instagram. I want to talk to you because now you got the lights. You see my bald head, it's gleaming now. Now you got it glistening. Todd, damn it, it's your fault because now I gotta make my own little riff about
now
this.
I'm gonna have to deal with you on this stuff too, aren't I?
You damn straight because
now I'm gonna have to be. Oh my god! Now I gotta have to deal with you on this. It's crazy
Justin
stuff.
Fields with this Bucs offense, that's 10 wins right
No,
there.
I am 100% with you.
Justin
I know
Fields.
I'm 100% with you. And they're in the position to draft another quarterback.
Exactly.
So,
Justin, look here, my man. Cuban sandwiches, warm weather, no state tax. Busch Gardens,
cap-friendly rookie contract to us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Can you?
I
I'm gonna spitball this. I'm gonna hot take. What if he comes down here next season and he wins the Super Bowl with the Bucs?
Oh, my God! Simmer down, Sparky.
I'm just saying we would have
simmer down.
Simmer down. NFC South is weak. The NFC, and we'll see, but. Thank you, Todd. That's gonna be a hot take.
You got his fantasy go, Todd. You know me when you and I talk about it, I giggle and I get little schoolgirly-ish about it when I'm thinking about, you know, if Justin Fields was there, it'd be fun. I
would literally save up to have at least 4 home games, and I'm getting a Justin Fields jersey just because, man.
I would get a Justin Fields jersey.
Him and Evans
and Godwin and Gage.
Justin Fields breaks the pocket. He launches it to Evans. Touchdown. He throws it to Godwin.
This is where you actually just called a play that I think is what the reason I've had such a problem with Brady this year is what you just said.
Yes.
Justin Fields breaks out of the pocket, throws deep to Mike Evans. Tom Brady's not going to break out of any freaking pocket. Tom Brady's going to see maybe the pocket is okay. There's the pocket, but yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it anyway.
And can you imagine how many bootlegs you can run with Justin? Can you imagine putting him in a spread?
This is where Anthony Richardson is fun.
Yes, but he doesn't have an arm like Justin. And Justin, you got a guy with Justin. This will be his third year. He'll have more insight in the game. And then defenses have to mind him because now this is where Evans could go off because if you don't double him, then you got Scotty. If he gets past, Justin can see him open, and Godwin will be his mid-range blanket, him and Russell Gage. And
now you know why I like talking to Todd because you know, with all the crazy stuff Todd comes up with, it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers, it's gonna be Derek Carr, it's gonna be
I look, if I even hear a hint, I'm about to tweet Justin now and be like 813, you know me.
Yeah, please, Justin, please.
Justin, Chicago ain't it, man. It's too cold up there. That's why you don't have no accuracy because
it ain't up to him. He's under contract, so
it's all right. Look, the Bucs say a first and a second. Can you imagine Chicago? That can help them out.
Yeah, well, Chicago could ask for probably 4 picks, 2 number 1s, a 2 and a 4. And
now, I give him 2 1s and a 2. Everything now, if they go for 4, that's too greedy because it ain't. I love Justin, but he ain't Lamar
Actually,
Jackson.
you know what would be awesome?
That's Lamar Jackson territory.
Well, you know what would be awesome to do is give them 2 1s, a 2, a 4, and then they have to take some salary cap weight off of us.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be nice. That would be good.
Yeah. So, maybe that's something that could happen. So, I don't know. We'll
Thank
see.
you. Well, you've just inspired me. I'm gonna cut it short tonight, but
yeah, I'm ready to call it a night anyway, too. So
thank you, and I appreciate you having me on.
Tell everybody again one more time.
Yeah, Bucs Report Aftermath. We are on Mondays, 9:30. We're always on at 9:30 Mondays and Fridays, and sometimes Wednesdays. And then you could always catch me anywhere at AJ Turnup, and also for you as well. I'll be sending you something. You just gotta tell me your size, Rick. This is
XL, of course.
Yes. Do you know what this means?
No.
That is Native American for Tampa.
Okay, hold it up a little further.
Sticks of fire, guys.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Very beautiful. That's Tampa back there. And I have my website. You can always go to is ajturnup.myspreadshot.com. I got plenty of other outfits that has motivation, style. My motto is turn up in style. So, Rick, I want you to turn up in style.
I'll wear it on the air.
My man. And
I'll wear it on the air.
I want those slippers that go with the shirt.
Yeah, let me handle that.
All right. Again, though, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, Rick.
You got it, brother.
All right. You take it easy, my man.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Well, that was fun, guys. Let me get the screen set up. That was fun. It's a good call. Good show. A lot of fun tonight. Hope we got your brain spinning around just a little bit. Some new things to think about since we've thought about so many other guys. Let's think about that for once. Let's think about Justin Fields just for a little, have some fun. No, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. It's nothing that's out there. It's no rumor that's out there. It's nothing other than us just saying, hey, wouldn't that be cool? But wouldn't that be cool? That'd be cool. So anyway. All right, guys, we got a lot to unpack over the next several weeks. Hopefully Dave will be back. And hopefully we'll have some more information. Maybe I get a feeling next week we will know this by next week. Let me say this. By the show next week, we will know whether or not Derek Carr is going to be our quarterback. I think we will know that by next Tuesday night show. We also will know, I think, who our offensive coordinator is. I can't guarantee that, but I think we will. But we will know whether or not it's Derek Carr. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Seriously, I appreciate you guys. More than you realize, more than you know. Tune in next week. We got all kinds of good stuff. Dave is going to premiere a new segment called Stop Being a Baby. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And Dave should be back next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will see you next week. Thank you for watching. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.